This video is a collaboration between me and the Young Man Daily Red Pill. I'll link his channel below in the description and comment section. If you guys want any video animated, you can email me at alphamaleguide1@gmail.com and I will animate it for a small fee. Alright, let's get started.
What's up YouTube, it's Young Man's Daily Red Pill. Before we get started in this video, make sure you let's dive into this topic, guys. It's going to be a great topic that I think we can all relate to as men, especially moving forward. I'm going to be talking about the 80-20 rule and why I believe the 80-20 rule will now become the 90-10 rule. Shout out to a subscriber that actually commented this in the comment section below. With no further ado, let's dive into the 80-20 rule and why I believe it will now become the 90-10 rule after we're done with this virus. Let's get it. Okay, now that we're at the whiteboard, before I can explain to you the 90-10 rule, which I think will apply moving forward after this whole pandemic, I have to first explain to those of you that don't know what the 80-20 rule is in the first place. So we're going to break that down right now. Here I'll explain how the 80-20 rule works through these stick figures I drew. So here we have 10 guys and we have 10 chicks right here. And I'm going to break this down to you. So 80% of women, these are women, they have the little dresses. Yes, I tried to draw the dresses. So 80%, which is 8 out of 10, 2, 3, so I'm going to fill this in. This is how many women, 8 out of 10 believe, or are attracted to, I should say, the top 20% of men. That's it, okay? Look at this, guys. The vast majority of women are only attracted to the top 20% of men. You see this? So this leaves a significant portion, a significant amount of men that are single, that are not taken. Alright? So here we have two women that are less attracted to the 20% of men and could care less about looks, money, status. But that's still a minority of women. That's not the vast majority of them. And unfortunately, we have 80% of men that aren't chosen at all, okay? 80% of men that will live their lives without a significant other, without being desired by a woman, okay? And this is the issue right here. Because even these women, even these 20% of women, aren't even really attracted to the leftover 80% of men. You can thank social media for that. Instagram, you can thank the rise in OnlyFans accounts. You can thank a bunch of different things. The media, what they tell women, women can have it all. You don't have to settle. You don't have to settle until you're 30 years old. This is what they tell these women. So here we have a huge disadvantage right here in the market for men, especially if you're not the top 20% of men. Now this might be you right here, but even these men don't even get the best deal possible because the majority of women, 80% I would say, have these three things in common right here. Number one, they have debt, okay? Number one, they have debt. It's been shown that women carry much more student loan debts than men, once they leave college. So they carry the vast majority of debt, all right? And if they somehow get lucky and fortunate with the man that has his stuff together, he saves them essentially. The top 20% man will save her from this debt, all right? Moving along forward, most likely she will have kids from another marriage, previous kids from another relationship, all right? Single mothers. So kids, debt, this is just an estimate, guys. 80% of them have these issues, all right? Based on my experience, based on what you guys can see, based on family members, friends, this is just what I've noticed. The third thing that they all have in common is weight. Yes, weight. Let's just say this. She's not in good shape. She's out of shape. She's overweight, all right? 80% I would say are overweight, especially if she's had kids before and she's in debt and stay afloat by eating whatever is possible, going through fast food restaurants, all of these things, she will gain weight substantially because she's stressed out, all right? So right here, the issue we have is, say these 20% of guys are you, all right? Let's just say that this man has his life together. So he's 6'5". Let's say 6'5". He is a 6-figure earner. He's making 6 figures. Let's just say he has a excellent credit score, all right? So he's built up his credit and he has basically been very financially disciplined over the years. This is the 20% man that the 80% of these women aspire to get with, and they feel like they're in the same league with. So here is what the issue is and the problem is. Because 80% of women right here, because the black one, I'm gonna break this down. Because 80% of the women, all of these women right here, are gonna chase only the top 20% of men that have these things. These men will end up getting with some of these women. They will end up having long-term relationships. They will end up just hooking up with these women because, you know, it's easy. It's easy to hook up with women that have all these issues. 80% of women have a lot of these issues, and as a 20% man, hey, you're not going to pass up any free meal ticket, free sex, you know? You're not going to pass that up. So what these men do, unfortunately, and we've all been in this position before, especially if you're a man on your purpose, you end up sleeping with a lot of these women, all right, throughout your life. You end up hooking up with a lot of these women right here, and there's a huge issue with this. There's a huge issue that I'm going to break down to you. So, once you as a man on your purpose begin to hook up with these undesirable women, these women that have all these issues, the 80% of women that I was talking about, once you as a 20% man do this, what happens is these females' heads begin to explode, okay? So she starts to go crazy. She starts to, look at this. She's getting overwhelmed because she doesn't understand why she keeps giving up herself to these 20% men. She's giving herself up to the 20% man, but in return, these 20% men do not want to be with her. They do not want to be with her, okay? So in her mind, it's exploded. She doesn't know what's going on, all right? So the real issue this creates is that 80% of women are now feel entitled to the 20% of men for the rest of their lives, okay? For the rest of their lives until they maybe hit the wall, and then they start to realize, listen, I need to secure someone. He doesn't have to be a 20% man anymore. I just need to be in a relationship because I'm starting to get too old to be fertile anymore, and my sexual marketplace value has decreased, has gone down. By having this mentality of only wanting the 20% man, that means 80% of men that are in society right now aren't even getting second chances with women. They're going on dates with women potentially just to pay for her meal, all right? And a lot of men get frustrated with this. A lot of men are starting to say, listen, I'm not going to continue to deal with these women that these alphas, that these Chads, these Tyrones, these Pookie, these Ray Rays have dealt with. I'm not going to deal with this majority because their heads are they're not all there. Their egos are exploding, okay? And instead, I'm going to go my own way. I'm going to go my own way. I'd say that 80%, even some of these alpha men are going their own way, all right? Even more and more. So why do I think that the 90-10 rule will apply to this in the future? The 90-10 rule is definitely going to come, guys, especially after this virus. I'm going to break it down. I believe after this virus that 90% of women, 90% of women will only settle with the 10% of men simply for the fact that they need more money, they need more resources in times of stress, in times of turmoil and uncertainty times where there's a recession such as now. They're going to even exclude even more men, okay, moving forward. They're always going to think that the grass is greener on the other side, when in fact right in front of them, they have literally, guys, all throughout their 20s, even early 30s, 18, 19, they have the 90% of men that want them. 90%, guys. Can you imagine, just think about this for a moment. Can you imagine, as a man, it's hard to imagine this unless you're a celebrity, 90% of women chasing after you, all right? 90% of women willing to sleep with you. 90% of women willing to be in a long-term committed relationship with you or just hook up with you in general. Can you imagine that as a man? It's pretty astounding, you know? You don't think about this very often, that there's a 10% man that does have this going on in his life, has his life together, and if he ends up sleeping with 90% of the women, what this does, and it creates a huge issue, 90% of women walk around feeling entitled to that 10% man, even though he's not going to settle down. He's alpha, he's going to go his own way. So a lot of men have checked out of this entirely, and I don't blame them. It's just simply ridiculous. And I feel like after the coronavirus, more people are going to lose their jobs. The market's taking a hit, so we're going to see people lose some of their investments. Eventually, obviously, we will get out of these times of trouble and these times of uncertainty. But right now, I'd say that yes, even that extra 10%, it used to be 20% of men, cut that in half, it's going to be only 10% of men that are going to be sleeping with 90% of the women. All right? And what's a 10% man? Looks, money, status, what I said before. So what can you do about this as a man that maybe is the 90% man, which is most likely, which is all of us? What can we do about this type of situation? How can we improve our situation? We can invest, all right, in yourself. Invest in you. You investing in yourself is the greatest return you will have on your life. If you truly believe that you have a skill in something, if you're passionate about something, and you want to change your circumstance, change your life, you invest in yourself. You read, you invest in books to help you grow your knowledge in a certain topic, in certain areas of your life. You invest in mentors that can guide you in the right steps.
Alright guys, that's all I have for this video. Like, share, let me know what you think down in the comment section. If you think the work I do is valuable, consider making a one-time donation to my PayPal. As always, stay free and stay on your path.